Now, I'm the CEO of MTG, Montreal Trading Group. But prior to this, I've been fully immersed in the trading world for a very long time. So I've been trading professionally, and by professionally meaning I've been trading for other companies, trading their capital since 2011, 2012. So between 7 and 8 years now. And prior to that, I was trading my own personal accounts. So on a professional level, I've held positions like a discretionary trader. By discretionary, meaning I used my own intuition, my know-how to buy and sell products to generate money, right? I've also worked as a semi-automated trader, meaning I used computers and models to help me in my trading executions. I've worked in a brokerage firm. I've also worked as a quant. To be a quant, you need some knowledge in math and computer science. So basically, I've done studies in finance, mathematics, and computer science. And as a quant, I backtested and developed strategies, meaning I programmed algorithms that would buy and sell equities, Forex, cryptocurrencies. I've also worked as a full programmer, so developed trading softwares for hedge funds and other prop shops. So through these positions, which I've held again in brokerage houses, one brokerage house, 4 different prop shops, and hedge funds, I've gained a lot of knowledge, and this is really what helped me start my own firm, Montreal Trading Group, which I've started about 3 years ago. Now, with this knowledge, I'm able to give you a full course on how to trade Forex, but not only from a retail perspective, but from a professional perspective. So without any further ado, welcome to the course, and let's keep going. So by the end of this course, you're going to be able to open your own trading account with a brokerage firm. You're going to be able to download a trading platform like MetaTrader 4 and use this trading platform to send orders, cancel orders, and you're really going to learn everything about it. You're going to be able to use a charting software like TradingView and look at different currency pairs. You're going to be able to look at different time frames for the currencies, and you're going to be able to use those charts to do technical analysis. So you're going to be able to draw support lines and resistance lines. You're going to understand different things about candlestick patterns and chart patterns. You're going to be able to draw technical indicators like Bollinger Bands, or even like RSI, so Relative Strength Index. You're also going to learn how you're going to use these things to decide on if you want to buy or short a specific currency pair. After that, you're also going to learn, well, how much of a currency pair should I buy or sell? So risk management, money management. And where should I buy and where should I sell? And how much profit should I take? And how much risk should I take? All of these things we're going to learn here. And I'm going to even show you some tools that you can use, like a position size calculator that will calculate for you, based on your risk tolerance and account size, how much of a position you should get. You're also going to learn how to use a Forex calendar like this one to know if there's any news coming out on the currencies you're trading. So you might want to avoid a specific currency at a specific time. So by the end of this course, you're really going to have a full picture of how to trade, and you're going to be able to trade using all of the things that we're going to learn here. And I'm going to be showing you some live trades. So there is going to be a practical part to this course where you're really going to be able to do these things by yourself at the end of this course. Now, in the next lecture, I'll show you exactly the breakdown of the course and about what we're going to learn for you to be able to do all of these things. So my objective is to teach you how to trade the Forex markets. Now, for you to be a consistently profitable Forex trader, you need to have a solid foundation, and you need to be confident in your skill set and know-how to go and execute trades in that market. Now, for this, there's a lot of things you need to learn, and we're going to be learning all of these things. So we're going to start off by talking about currencies. So money. What is the history of money? Because this is what we're trading, right? We're going to talk about the Forex market. So currency pairs, major pairs, cross pairs. We're going to explain the market structure. Okay. We're going to talk about the quotation system. Then we're going to get into Forex specific trading things like lots and pips, leverage, shorting. We're going to have examples of all of these things. Brokers, orders, how to choose a broker, trading platforms. We're going to go in trading platforms and look at them and show you everything that you need to know. Charting softwares. We're going to talk about technical analysis. So charts, candlesticks, trends, patterns, indicators, RSI, all of these indicators that you hear about. We're going to talk about fundamental analysis. Look at calendars and news to know what you should do when these things happen. We're going to talk about risk management and money management. So protecting your account, calculating position size. So how much to buy, right? The question that everybody has. Entries and exits, where to get in, where to get out. Now, after doing these things, we're going to do some live trading. So we're going to trade with real money and put everything that we've learned into practice. We're going to analyze our trades. I'm actually going to show you how to record and analyze your own trades. And then at the end of that, I'm actually going to be talking about trading psychology, because the psychology part is a very big part of trading. And it's something that, all the traders that I've coached and hired at MTG, I've spent a big deal of time teaching them because it makes the difference. So the way this course is structured is we have a lot of things that we're going to be looking at, right? And these things might not relate to each other from the start. So when I'm talking about the history of money, you might be like, well, why am I learning this? I don't need to learn this. Or then if I talk about technical analysis, well, how am I going to use this? Or then I'm talking about risk management and money management and calculating your position size. They don't relate really. I'm talking about fundamental analysis. I'm talking about trading psychology. All of these things, they don't relate. But then when I do the live trading, all of these things here are going to be used. Okay? So even though we're doing the live trading account, all these other sections that we're going to go over are very important. You need to give them your attention because we're going to use all of them in the end, and you're going to be grateful to have had a strong foundation in each of these sections and be able to call upon them whenever you're trading. Now, what's expected of you? If you really want to be a consistently profitable Forex trader, there are some things that you're going to have to do. First, you want to try to understand all the concepts. If a concept is a bit hard, don't skip it. This is not the type of business where you can skip things and it doesn't matter. You need to understand it. So spend time and energy trying to understand this concept. Ask yourself why. This is a very important thing and something that I've seen that most successful traders share. They ask themselves why. So when you see something that you might not understand, ask, why is it that? Why do I use this indicator in that situation? Don't just take it as a yes. Why? And then try and answer that yourself, right? So you can reflect on it and it makes sense. Do the work. So like anything in life where you have potential to make a lot of money, it involves doing work. And I mean everything. There's nothing in life that you can do that doesn't require work. So you are going to have to do the work in this. Ask questions. So there's a Q&A section here. If you have any question, go in the Q&A, check if somebody already asked it. So if it's already answered, you can find the answer there. If not, ask it there and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And then practice. Like anything, the practice is going to make the difference. I've taken a few courses recently. I took a Spanish course. I took a photography course. And even in those courses, they said, if you don't practice, it's like you didn't learn anything. You have to put what you're learning into practice and then it really sinks in. So I want you to practice as we go along in this course. And if you follow these steps, you're going to very, very much increase your odds at becoming a successful Forex trader. So if you want to be a currency trader, you need to understand currency. If you want to be good in anything, you need to understand the history of that thing that you want to be good at. So this piece of paper right here, okay, currency. It's Mexican pesos because I just came back from Mexico and didn't have any Canadian dollars on me. This form of money, it wasn't always like that. This here has only existed since the end of the gold standard. We're going to explain this. So since the 1970s, so about 50 years that we have this current form of money. But before that, it wasn't always like that. It was something different. So money can change and has often changed. And the likelihood that it changes through our lifetime is very high. So you've heard about things like cryptocurrencies and other types of currencies that try to fulfill things that paper money aren't fulfilling really. So you need to understand this. Why? Because if there is a shift, if something happens, and there's always things happening in the currency markets, right? There's wars, currency wars between countries all the time. If you understand that and you understand why different countries want different things for their currencies, when something big happens, you can capitalize on it because you're going to be confident in your decision making and you'll be able to make a big play, which could make your lifetime in terms of returns, right? So if you really know your stuff, when that opportunity arises, you'll be able to capitalize on it. So yeah, to understand the form of money that we have now, we have to look at the history, to look at all the road we've made to where we are today. So we start this by the initial system that we had, which was a barter system. That's how we started 6,000 years before Christ. So a barter system is a very simple system. If you're a farmer and you have some cows and another person has some apples and you guys want to change, well, you might tell him, okay, I'll give you my cow. You give me, I don't know, 1,000 apples. And that's a barter system. It's an exchange of products. Okay. If you have shoes and you want to change them for a bag, you need to find somebody who has a bag and you guys change those products together. Now you guys can see that there's a flaw in this system, right? And the flaw is that you need to find somebody who has what you want. So, for example, you have apples, okay? And we'll say these are apples. My drawing is really bad, okay? And somebody else makes, I don't know, mugs, okay? Well, if you want to get a mug, you're going to have to give him your apples to get the mug. But let's say this guy already has apples. He doesn't want your apples. Well, what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to find somebody else that maybe, I don't know, makes hats. Okay. He makes hats. Okay. And this guy wants some apple. So you might change your apple with this guy and he gives you the hat. Now you have the hat, which maybe this guy wants, and you exchange the hat for the mug. So it becomes complicated, especially if you have a lot of other people, that have other products. Somebody has a chair, somebody has TVs, and you're always trying to change something for something. And then there's the other problem is, well, how many apples is a hat worth? And how many hats is a mug worth? So it doesn't really work. Okay. We needed something to facilitate transacting between one another because we want to be specialized, right? I don't want to make my own hats and make my own mugs and make my own TVs. I want to specialize in making one thing and trade that thing with other people who are specialists in their own thing, right? So we needed something that would basically fulfill a few things, right? A unit that will fulfill three main things, okay? And these are the main, functions of money, right? That's what money is used for. We needed something that could be used as a medium of exchange. So if I'm getting something from you, well, I can pay you with that thing. And then if you want something else, you can go pay somebody else with that thing. So it's a medium of exchange. And all monies have to fulfill these three things. It needs to store value. So if I'm making apples and that's my specialty, well, when it's winter and I can't grow any apples, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to die? No, because this thing that I have is going to store the value. So during summer, I can sell all my apples, get a lot of this thing, which is the money, and then throughout the year spend it because this thing stores value. And the last thing it needs to fulfill is be a unit of value. So I need to know, well, how much is one apple worth of this thing? How much is one chair? How much is one hat worth of this thing, right? So then I can be able to compare and know the value of each thing. And the first thing that we found, well, it's not actually the first, but the most popular thing that we've used was gold, right? We've used other things before that. So people started using cattle as currency, and they've used other metals, but gold is the most popular one. Why? Because it's scarce, so there's not a lot of it, which is something important. There can't be too much of that, or otherwise it loses its value. It's hard to harvest, so we can't just tomorrow find a huge batch of gold and instantly have it flood the market, and then the value of things will change because there's way more currency, right? And it has to be durable. So it's not gonna, you're not gonna put it in your pocket and it's gonna wash away. So this unit was very popular, gold, okay? And it served the purpose of being used as a medium of exchange. It stored value and was a unit of value. And this is what we've used for the longest period of time. So we started using this as of 700 BC, okay? Now, there's a bunch of currencies that people use in different places. Like if you go to prison, which I have never been to, but if you go to prison, they use cigarettes, right? So if you want to get something in prison, you want a bag of chips, well, somebody might tell you, it's 2 cigarettes for that. If you want some shoes, they might be like, it's 10 cigarettes. Why? Because cigarettes are scarce, they're hard to get more of, and they're going to stay with you, right? So that's the currency that they're using, and it fulfills it fulfills these functions of money, right? It's used as a medium of exchange, so people can exchange things together. It stores the value, so you keep it, and a month later